Hey everyone, it's Felicia and welcome back to my channel. I'm really excited about this video. As you might be looking around, it's a different layout. So it's Q&A style and it's answering all the questions that you sent my way, and Rome's gonna hop in and we're gonna talk all about family planning. Like, that was the most common question we got, is do we want another child? And we will answer it a little later in the video. And then we're gonna wrap it up with a vlog, all things Cali. You will see her. It will be a day in the life. I have a doctor's appointment, so hold on tight. You'll see my girl Cali. But before we get into that, I want to thank our sponsors, Circle DNA. Circle DNA is a comprehensive DNA test that gives you over 500 reports from anything to personality traits, diet, nutrition, to family planning. So you guessed it. I wanted to try Circle DNA because I really wanted to dive into family planning and thinking about what's in my DNA, what kind of risks do I have for certain diseases. And so you're probably wondering, how do you get started? You're gonna swab your mouth for 10 seconds and get your saliva sample. You're gonna insert it in a tube and it's gonna come with its own return package envelope. You send that off and in 3 weeks you will get your results. So my results are here and we're gonna go through them together. I'm nervous but excited. I want to know more about my diet. Ooh, okay, so it tells you your optimal diet type, and mine is low carb. And it goes through different things like alcohol sensitivity, caffeine sensitivity. Those are both normal for me. What else do we want to do? Sports and fitness. I am a former D1 track athlete, so let's see if it's accurate. Optimal sports type: high power, low endurance, high strength. That is spot on. So I ran the 100-meter hurdles. So I'm all about powerful event, low endurance. I'm not trying to run an 800, and it's high strength. Wow. This is really knowing me, but diving deeper, which I love. Okay, drum roll, because let's get to the one I really want to know more about, which is protect your family planning. It's negative for all of them. And wow, there's so many different like mutations and syndromes that they show you. Okay, I'm excited to go through all these on my own and really dive into it. But I feel like just off of the ones I shared with you, like lifestyle changes, I'm really gonna look into the diet because I want to find a diet that fits well for me. And the family planning. Like, this is one that me and Roman need to sit down and talk through. If you want to also know yourself better with Circle DNA, you can get 33% off by using the code Felicia with the link below. Welcome back. So this is a Q&A and we have questions from all of you, and I sorted them out because this is all about family planning, which was really aligned nicely with Circle DNA. The big question, do we want another kid? So the answer is yes.
Why not? Like at this point, we've had the talk quite a bit, and you know, we're really at the point where if God allows us to welcome another child in this world, we would love that. If that's not in the cards, you know, cool. That doesn't mean that adoption is not off the table. And so realistically, you know, for one, we want to make sure Cali has everything that she needs because she's the #1 priority.
Yes.
2, you know, when that comes around, we want to be able to make sure that we have everything we need to now support a second child, because, you know, the fact that we do give Cali so much attention, you know, rightfully so.
And she needs that care.
And she needs that care. We want to be able to make sure that we have enough in the reserve to also give as much love to our new child. And so,
And exactly. So I think we were talking about it and we kept coming back to, we want her to have a sibling. We would love for her to have that support and a sibling. I think it helps so much on the development side, but also on the emotional side. And we're not always gonna be here forever, and we want her to have someone. Boss Warden, do you want another child? And if so, are you fearful? And fearful, no, I'm not fearful. I know that they said that the what is it? The statistics are like really rare that you'd have another child with Piper syndrome. But in that being said, there's so many other syndromes out there. I think we have the tools to be able to care for another child.
To be honest, fearful, no, because the whole thing is like, there are so many positives in Cali and, you know, what Cali has to go through. Like, I'm just thinking about, you know, the transition to parenthood, and it's kind of like at first you're just so scared, you don't know what's going on. We were kind of pushed to learn everything about Pfeiffer syndrome and what she would need specifically, and I think that that's really shaped what my parenthood or what my parenting approach, I guess, will be going forward, because like where I feel like a lot of parents, you know, maybe miss the mark is you try to parent everybody the same way and you can't. And so knowing, you know, right away that we were gonna have to infuse love and care into Cali, you know, it now makes me think, okay, if I have a child that's not like Cali, who doesn't receive that, you know, being able to pivot. And so nothing fearful about it. It's more so of a welcome challenge is not the right word, but it's more so like I would just welcome it.
I'm not fearful that they'll have a syndrome. I'm more fearful of, do we have the energy and capacity to be able to care for 2 kids?
That part.
That's it. I'll be honest. Syndrome or not, 2 kids is a lot, and to have one with the syndrome, one that has medical needs, and a nurse, and so that's
and a daddy with medical needs, and so
that's more what we're fearful about. I would say. Okay, Beth Garrett. Did you all find out before Sweet Cali was born that she was going to have a birth defect? And if so, how did you react? We found out, just a couple weeks before she was born, that she was gonna have Pfeiffer syndrome or one of the cousin syndromes. And I think there's pros and cons. So I know some women who found out earlier on in the pregnancy, like 20 weeks, and it consumed them and it was stressful. I think there was pros to not find out until later, because there was nothing we could do about it and nothing that we would have done about it. She was coming into this world. How did we react? Oh man, tears. I'm not gonna lie. It was a lot to take in, to think that you're having this very healthy baby and to find out that all the things she's going to have to go through once she comes into this world, and the unknown was really hard for us. And the Google of what does this all mean? There was really poor research out there about it. So that was really hard. And every doctor would say, we can't tell you exactly how it's gonna be. And I'm such a planner. So we just had to like live in that moment, and definitely went through our emotions and prayed. And we were just like, all right, we've gotta like put that to a side and remember we're still birthing this beautiful little girl, and this is a joyous moment. And so in the back of my mind, it was like a lot of like, okay, there's gonna be a lot going on medical needs wise, but I still want to like love this moment of her delivery. Okay, next question, Terry Threat. You have 2 questions that I'm gonna respond to. Do you all ever fault one another for Cali's health? And I would say no. I will say that from the beginning, you had mentioned that you felt like it was from your side just because you have like an autoimmune disease. And to me, that was like, and it was never a thought process of mine to point the finger. It was more like, we went in on this together. This is our responsibility. This is our child, and let's move forward. Like thinking through that of like, oh, it's your fault, it's my fault. That doesn't do anything for each other, and that's not how we function.
No, I blame myself more so, because again, like I'm the one coming into this relationship and this, you know, parenthood journey with medical issues, and you know, regardless if Pfeiffer syndrome, you know, came from my gene pool or not, like there are still some of the physical medical things that I deal with that she is now dealing with. So naturally I internalize that, and I'm like, damn, if this is my fault, you know, I have to do everything possible to make sure she doesn't have to struggle how I struggle, because the reason why I struggle with a lot of stuff is I didn't have any answers. I just had to test and find out. Now with the digestive stuff she's going through, like I know the route,
right,
for the most part, so we can get it taken care of and give her some relief. But yeah, that's kind of counterintuitive, and like to blame somebody or to blame your partner for that, like, is just out of this world. It doesn't, yeah, it's like, let's make your partner feel like crap for what?
Yeah, as well, is do you have any encouraging words for the next couple or single parents dealing with a child with restrictions or medical needs that's ready to say, I can't do it? It is hard sometimes and challenging. And what would you tell them?
Ooh, hold on. What would I tell you? Yes, you can. You can do it. You know how I know that? Because all of us are gifted this experience, and in everything that you have inside of you, your whole life's work and everything you've done to get to this point was for this moment. So whenever you say you can't do it, what did Zeke McCall say from Love and Basketball? Can't shouldn't be in a person's vocabulary. That's not an exact quote, but you know what I'm saying. So you got this. Like, that's just it. It is going to be the hardest thing you ever do, but you have to realize like why you're doing it and the purpose of why. And once you realize your purpose and you're living in that, everything else is fall into place.
That part. So we want to give you a picture of why we wanted to think through if we're ready for another kid, because we do have days where it's a doctor's appointment, it's care. So give you a better picture of what life is like with Cali and us, and what it could be like. We have 2 kids. Hello everyone. It is Monday. How long have we been home for? 3 days. And finally getting some smiles. We actually have a doctor's appointment today, and it is our first follow-up. We'll have weekly doctor's appointments, and we also don't have any day coverage today. So, you know, we're just rolling with the punches. It is what it is. Cali is getting better. We've been trying to find like comfortable positions. She's got like this whole setup in her bed. We've gotten some smiles today, which is great, but still trying to manage like the secretions, like the drool, lots of it. Keeping food down has been better, and then just getting comfortable with the halo. It's just so new and heavy. We've gotten her to walk a little bit with support, but for the most part, she can't quite sit up. So that's been the struggle, I will say, but this is gonna be our first time leaving the house, and it will be an experience. Oh, I got a little smile. Here's a little smile. Usually it's like Rome and a nurse, or myself and a nurse, so we will show you what it's like, just the 2 of us in Cali. The check, she's gonna do a scan on her head to see how things are going, see her plastic surgeon, and see her pediatrician. We made it, we made it. Nice and cozy in there. Suction time. All right, we just finished Cali's x-rays, and those went well. The hard part was trying to get her positioned because of like using the donut, the halo, but it was quick and easy. Dad went and got the medicine. Now we were waiting to see our pediatrician and surgeon.
Yeah, and then we're going home. We're getting right back in the bed.
Yes, this one is like, why are you taking me out of my house? I know, sweetie. Transitions have been hard. Like, movement has been hard for her. Once she's like laying down, she's fine. But when we pick her up and move her somewhere else, it's like tears and like, it's a lot.
She's probably scared, thinks she's going somewhere.
Yeah.
Hardly. Yeah.
But we have to do these weekly for a couple of weeks just to make sure everything looks good with the halo. So we're gonna go look. We're gonna come in and review her x-rays, and then have a sit down chat with the doctors, and then get out of here.
And see where they are now. So this is the open railway space right now. And again, it's
All right, y'all, we are back home from that doctor's appointment. It was a lot, as you see, and luckily it was Rome and I today. Usually we might have a nurse, but I'm glad that we have each other to get through all of this, and now we're just chilling at home.